All right, if you're a business leader in Nepal, you need to listen up. This is your urgent briefing, because by 2026, the entire rulebook for waste management is being rewritten. What was once a voluntary best practice is about to become a mandatory legal requirement. So let's dive into exactly what that means for you and your company.
Everything really starts with this number, 42,000. That's how many tons of electronic waste Nepal created in 2023 alone. Now, this isn't just some abstract statistic. It's a physical mountain of discarded electronics, and it's a signal so loud that the government simply has to act. And you know, this problem isn't just growing, it's accelerating. I mean, look at this. An 18% growth rate year over year means we've almost tripled our e-waste in just a decade. Any system we had in place before is now totally overwhelmed. It's an infrastructural crisis, and it demands a completely new way of thinking.
So this brings us to Nepal's e-waste crisis. And, to really understand it, we have to look at how a system that worked for a long time, the informal system, has now become a massive national problem. This chart really tells the story. A staggering 95% of all e-waste is handled by the informal sector. And while these folks are incredibly resourceful, the reality is that the entire system operates with zero regulatory oversight. We're talking about unsafe practices that can expose people and the environment to some pretty nasty toxic materials. So what you end up with is really a perfect storm. You've got cities growing faster than ever, all of us buying more and more new stuff, and an infrastructure that just can't keep up. It's a system at its breaking point. And that's the crucial backdrop for the government's new legislation. Which brings us to the solution on the table, the Extended Producer Responsibility Mandate, or EPR. And let me be clear, this is not a small tweak. This is a fundamental change, embedding the Polluter-Pays Principle right into the law of the land. Let's break down what that really means. So what is EPR exactly? Put simply, the responsibility for a product's end of life is no longer going to be on your local municipality. Instead, it falls squarely on the shoulders of the company that made it or imported it. You make it, you sell it, you're responsible for it, from cradle all the way to the grave. Now, you're probably wondering, does this apply to me? Well, the law is very specific. If you manufacture goods under your own brand, you're in. If you sell assembled equipment under your brand, you're in. If you import electronics, yep, you're in too. The official term you need to get familiar with is PIBOs, producers, importers, and brand owners. Okay, so what will you actually have to do? Well, there are 4 core obligations. First, you have to register with a Producer Responsibility Organization, a PRO. Second, you have to report accurate data on every single product you put into the market. Third, you'll pay fees for waste management. And here's the kicker, the more recyclable your products are, the lower your fees will be. And fourth, you'll have to meet specific recycling targets set by the government. This all brings us to a huge crossroads. And I want to be really clear about this. The 2026 mandate isn't just another compliance headache. It is a strategic turning point. How your business responds will absolutely define its future. And the choice ahead is pretty stark. On one side, you have the risks of doing nothing. Heavy fines, maybe even losing access to the market, and serious reputational damage. But on the other side, the rewards for taking action are huge. A real competitive advantage, enhanced brand loyalty from customers who care, long-term cost savings, and a culture that fosters innovation. This quote really gets to the heart of the philosophy here. EPR isn't just about punishment. It's designed to be a catalyst for change. The whole goal is to reward smart design, to spark innovation in recycling, and to help build the efficient waste systems that Nepal desperately needs for the future. So here's the bottom line. The companies that move first on this are going to win. By redesigning your products for recyclability now, you can actually lower your future material costs. And just as importantly, you'll build a brand that truly connects with an increasingly eco-conscious Nepali consumer. That's a powerful advantage. So let's get practical. How do you actually prepare for this? This is your actionable roadmap to make sure your business isn't just compliant, but is actually leading the charge come 2026. First, you have to understand this didn't come out of nowhere. This timeline shows that the legal groundwork has been in the works for over a decade. The critical moment to watch for is the 2024-25 revision of the Solid Waste Management Act. That's when all of this becomes official. So here's your checklist of what you should be doing right now. 1. Confirm your exact obligation category based on your company's turnover and tonnage. 2. Start tracking your product and waste data now. I can't say it enough. Data accuracy is going to be non-negotiable. 3. Start identifying and talking with authorized PROs. 4. Get your design teams in a room and start looking at how to make your products more recyclable to lower those future fees. And 5. Start building a system for mandatory quarterly reporting. Don't wait until the last minute.
So I'll leave you with this final question to take back to your leadership team. When 2026 rolls around, what is EPR going to be for your business? Will it just be another cost on your balance sheet to be managed? Or will you seize this as a strategic opportunity to build a more resilient, more innovative, and more respected brand for the future? The time to decide is now.